This is Geometry, Unit 2, working on transformations. This is worksheet number 1, translations. So just a bit of a reminder that the pre-image is the original shape. It's the shape that we start with. And the image is considered the new shape. So we're going to take this segment, AB, and we're going to translate it following the translation rule. So we're going to take every point along the line and we're going to translate it 4 units to the right and 3 units down. So we could take point A and go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go down 1, 2, 3.
These aren't the drawings you're looking for.
We're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2, 3. Then we'll take our straight edge and connect the two together. Now when we label that, we want to call it A prime because that's the new shape. It's called the image. And B prime. This time we see what the translation is. We're going to write the rule for it. What's taking segment AB over to segment A prime, B prime? Well, first of all, you need to identify which one is the original, the pre-image. The pre-image does not have the tick marks up here, the prime marks. So here, this is our original. So it looks like we're going over -2 and we're going up +4. So x comma y. And then we have the arrow that tells us we have a transformation. Every x value is going to the left 2, so -2, and every point is going up 4. So y plus 4. So that's our rule for that transformation. Here, we're going to take our triangle ABC and we're going to translate it using our translation rule. So we're going to go 7 to the right and 5 up. Seven to the right, 5 up. And over 7 and up 5. So we have our 3 points that have all been translated. Any point in between could be translated the same way and it's still going to produce all in the correct location. What you do need to be careful about is how you label your points. A is being moved over and up, so this has to be A prime. C is being moved over and up, so C prime. And B is being moved over and up, so this has to be B prime. The orientation doesn't change, it doesn't turn at all. So you got to be sure to have the letters in the correct order. And you need to be sure that your image shows the primes. Alright, here we're going from triangle ABC to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. You first need to identify which of these 2 figures is your original and which of the 2 figures is your image. Well, your image has the prime marks on it. A prime, B prime, and C prime. So this triangle is our pre-image, is our original. So that's what we do our calculations off of. We're going to the right 3 and down 8. To the right 3 and down 8. To the right 3 and down 8. So to the right 3 means plus 3 to the x, And down 8 means subtract 8 to the y. That is your translation rule. X comma y. Then the arrow tells us we have a transformation. And the type of transformation we have is a translation, and that's right here. 3 to the right and 8 down. Okay, with this one we have an interesting scenario. We have a few extra letters going on here. Complete the following translation. We have a quadrilateral, QUAD. We don't have triangle ABC, so that's not right. But we can still take this quad and we can translate it 5 to the left and 6 down. So that would be U prime. 5 to the left, 6 down. A prime. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Q prime. So we have our pre-image, and then we have our image. The image is going to have the letters in the same order, so Q, U, A, D, Q prime, U prime, A prime, and D prime. So here we're trying to write what the translation rule is from quad to Q prime, U prime, A prime, and D prime. First of all, you have to identify which way are you going. Are you working from the left side to the right, or are you working from the right side to the left? Clearly, here we have the primes, so they are your image, so we're working from the right side to the left. Notice that we're going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and going up and down none. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all have to move over the same exact amount. So X is moving to the left 7, and the Y value isn't moving at all. So you can put plus 0, or you can leave it at just Y. But you can't ignore the Y value. You have to put down at least Y. On the flip side, we'll be looking at some true and false questions. You really got to get a good visual of what's happening. Here, after translating a segment, so we practiced that already, translating a segment, the image and the pre-image are congruent. When you translate anything, you keep the shapes the same size. So this answer is true. After translating a triangle, the image and the pre-image have the same coordinates. The image and pre-image have the same coordinates. That means it didn't go anywhere. So that's false. Of course, it's supposed to move somewhere, slide somewhere. When translating any coordinate, the image is always larger than the pre-image. Well, that's probably called a dilation. And that's only if the K value is a certain amount. So, no, this is not a translation. The translation is going to still stay the same size and shape. So that's false. When translating any coordinate, the image could have the same y coordinate. It could have the same y coordinate. We had that on the last problem that we did. We slid it right and left, but we did not do any up and down movement. So the y coordinate could stay the same, yes. When translating coordinates, each coordinate will translate to the same location. No, all the points don't go to the same spot. They translate by the same amount, but they do not go to the same location. When translating coordinates, each coordinate will have the same vertical movement. You'll go up and down by the same amount for every point in the figure, and that would be true. You might also have some horizontal movement, but it will all have the same vertical movement. When translating coordinates, each coordinate will also be slid horizontally 3 units. It doesn't have to be 3 units. It could be a different amount, so that's false. When translating coordinates, the apostrophe indicates the image. The image is a new one. We often call that the prime. A prime, B prime, and C prime. So that is true. The apostrophe represents the prime, and that goes on the image. For our last question, we're going to draw the letter of your first name in the first quadrant. So, my first name is Ed or Edward. So I'll come in here. Yeah, so we'll take E. And now I'm supposed to translate your letter so it has one coordinate at the origin and the rest out of the first quadrant. So, if I take this point and translate it here, I'm going to move it to the left 8 and down to the left 8 and down 6. Then I'm going to move all the points that same amount. Let's count that one more time. 8, 6. So my rule is going to be x comma y to the left 8 and down 6. So I'm going to move all of my corners there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've translated it over, so a vertex was at the origin and not in the first quadrant. If we called this A and B and C and D and E, this would be A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, and E prime. My pre-image coordinates 8, 6, 4, 6, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, 2. Those are my coordinates. So this was point A and B, C, point D, and point E. So the new images are all going to be translated over. So A prime is going to be at 0, 0. B prime is going to be at -4, 0. C prime is going to be at -2, -2. D prime is going to be at -4, -4. And E prime is going to be at 0, -4. It'll be interesting to see what letter you use and what your coordinates are.